Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to our assembly. We will begin today with Annabella Chilianos, who will lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Assembly stand. Pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Annabella. Our assembly today is an opportunity for us to celebrate children's writing. Writing is a very important part of our lower school curriculum, and you all have so many wonderful stories to share, some of which we will be happy to hear today. So I'd like to begin with Olivia Thompson, who will tell us what has been happening in writing in first grade so far this year.
First grade students are writing small moment stories about their own lives. We plan out our stories by sketching, and then as our teachers say, write, write, write. We learn not to write about our whole vacation or day, but to zoom in on a small moment, such as writing about a lost tooth or the monkey bars at recess. Bringing our stories to life by adding feelings, thinking, action, and talking into our pieces is a big part of first grade writing. Now Priya will read her story.
The pumpkins. One day I went to the store to buy pumpkins. I said, let's go. I was shy, so I held on to my dad's shirt. My sister and I picked a bumpy pumpkin. It was just right. I couldn't carry it. It was too heavy. I picked a baby pumpkin too. It was bright orange. It was bumpy too. I showed it to my sister. I put it in the wagon. I tried to push the wagon. It was too heavy. I asked my dad to push it. I stopped helping. I was excited to take my pumpkins home. Now Mason will read his story.
The First Time Skateboarding by Mason Arenas. One day, my uncle taught me how to ride a skateboard. I was happy. I had a big smile on my face. I was sweating, but it was really fun. He said, go slow until you get the hang of it, and then go fast. Wow, I'm actually doing it, I thought. Woo, I said. I was extremely happy. Now I know how to ride a skateboard. Yay! Let's see what the second graders are working on to strengthening their writing skills.
Megan will now tell us a little bit about what our second graders are studying in writing.
Second graders have spent the past few weeks planning, drafting, and revising stories. We have been revising our lens and ends and working on adding transition words into our writing. We even read books with the lens of a writer and notice what moves we can use to make our writing stronger. Now Amo will read his writing.
The Soccer Game by Amory DeRoulet. One warm night after dinner, I told my dad, let's play soccer. Okay, said my dad. You get 4 tennis balls for the goals and I will get the soccer ball. I started to run like a rhino about to attack. I thought I hoped I beat my dad in the soccer game. My goal was in one corner of the backyard. My dad's head was in the other. First 1 to 3 wins, my dad shouted. I kicked the ball under my dad's legs to win the first round. For the second round, I kicked the ball over my dad's head. I won the first 2 rounds. But, my dad won the second 2. I kept thinking, I hope my dad doesn't win this. I hope my dad doesn't win this. Finally, it was the last round, so I put the ball in the middle and I ran and kicked it as hard as I could and I made it. My heart was pumping. My dad threw me in the air to celebrate my victory. Now let's listen to Zoe's story.
Lost at the Beach by Zoe Schwartz. Crunch, crunch, I was at the beach and I was saving jellyfish. How was I saving them? I picked them up and walked over to the water and put the jellyfish in. Then I looked back, and my dad was gone. My body was shivering with fear. I thought I would burst out with tears. I thought over and over to myself, I'm going to find him. I'm going to find him. I started to sprint as fast as I could to the right of the beach. Then I paused. I was still shivering. I looked right and then left. I did not see my dad. Then I ran straight and then right. I still didn't see my dad. Tears were streaming down my cheek. I felt lonely, but I knew that sooner or later I would find my dad. Pretty soon, I saw someone in the distance. They were running towards me. As I came closer and closer, I could see him more and more. And I knew his face. He was my dad. I rushed at him. He opened his arms wide, and then we embraced. I got lost, I wept. We were looking all over for you, he cried. I was so relieved to be back at home where I belong with my family. After that, I learned from my mom to ask the lifeguards for help the next time. Now let's check out what the third graders are working on.
Hi, I'm Kalia. The third grade students have been generating ideas and drafting in their writer's notebook. We have studied mentor authors including Jack Gantos and learned the importance of sketching and keeping a writing journal to generate writing ideas. We are learning to expand on the heart of the story and to describe what happens in a bit-by-bit way to make a clear movie in our readers' minds. Now Padma will read her story. Learning to Ride by Padma Kasanakurthi. I was 7 years old when I learned to ride a bike. I had a purple bike for a year and I never used it. It just sat in the garage. I was nervous to use it, thinking I could hurt myself. Eventually, I felt like I wanted my dad to teach me how to ride, so he said yes. My dad showed me first. He got on my small bike, crouched down, and started to pedal. It was so tiny that his feet did not even fit the pedals. I just watched and laughed on the inside, but I had to go now. It was my turn. Happy but nervous butterflies were inside my stomach. Dad held on to the back of the seat. The handles were wiggly and I was zigzagging back and forth. Every few seconds I would stop so I didn't fall. Dad shouted, "You need to keep riding." After a few tries, I did it. I was thrilled. My dad took a video. When my mom saw it, she was so happy for me. I was so happy. Just remember, even if you don't believe in yourself, you should really give it a try. Now Sarp will read his story.
Bill, by Sarp. It was a dark October night. All the lights were off. It was perfect. It was a perfect night for a scare. I was at home with my mom, dad, and my sister, Eliza. It was dark, like really dark, and suddenly I heard something. I heard a sound like bang, bang, bang. I thought maybe it was my mom, but kept on going on. If you know me well, you know I had to brought some armor with me just in case, because I was so scared. I mean, super scared. I was moving closer and closer to the noise. I was shivering. I opened the door to the closet where the sound was, and boo! My sister yelled. Ah! I screamed. The noise started giggling. I said, wait, what? To myself. I was confused. I looked closer. It was my sister. Dun, dun, dun. I was surprised. I told her to watch out for next time. Now let's hear from the Buckley 4th graders.
Hi, I'm Ning. In writing workshop classes, we have been busy writing. We first started off the year by writing true small moment stories in our writer's notebooks and studied what personal narrative writers do well so that we can try those strategies out in our own writing. We also reviewed ways writers search for seed ideas. Now we are studying what memoir writers do well. Through read-alouds and memoir texts, we are currently deciding on seed ideas for our memoirs. We will need to think about what is something big and important about myself that I want to reveal to the reader. What are the life lessons I have learned? These discoveries, this process of reflection, are the essence of memoir. Now Stephen will read a story.
The Water Gun War by Stephen Espaillat. Are we there yet? I asked. Only 6 minutes away, Mom said. We were headed to our cousin's house in Tottenville, Staten Island. 6 minutes later, we arrived. After greeting everyone, they led us to their backyard. There, they had a pool that was tall, blue, and around 3 feet and 6 inches deep. Why is everyone getting those types of pools? I wondered. William and I were already wearing our bathing suits. Once Sarah went inside to go changing into her bathing suit, I leapt into the water. Soon I found 2 water guns in a basket outside of the pool. I grabbed both of them and leapt back into the water. I left one of them floating in the water and held the other in my hand. Shortly after that, Sarah came out of the house in her bathing suit. Once she got in the water, I handed her the water gun. Do you want to have a water gun fight? I suggested. Sure, Sarah said. After loading up the water guns, we stood on either side of the pool, staring at each other. 3, 2, 1, go! I screamed. I immediately shot her and hid behind a llama floaty. When I pulled myself up to the top of the floaty, I soaked Sarah in the face. Ha ha, headshot, I laughed. Then I lost balance and splash. I swam back up to the top and heard Sarah laugh, Karma, so I squirted her over and over. Sarah then dove under the water for cover. I went back on top of the floaty to search for Sarah, and it suddenly began to wobble. I was struggling to keep balance. I tried to stay on the floaty, but I couldn't and fell off in a big splash. What I saw when I popped up on the surface was Sarah relaxing on the llama floaty. This is a water gun fight, not a floaty relaxing thing, I hesitated. Says who? Sarah said annoyingly. Says me, I shouted angrily and water blasted Sarah again. Then I got a great idea. I dove under the water. I made sure I was under the floaty, and then sploosh, I pushed up on the bottom of the floaty, causing Sarah to flip and dunk under the water. Pretend to be defeated. Sarah did as I said. She popped up above and said to me, You win. I beamed at her. We then shook hands and said in unison, Good game. Hey, wait, let's do that again, I suggested. Sure, Sarah replied. I wanted a rematch anyway. Now Paige is here to read us her writing.
Back to the Drawing Board by Paige Schoen. I walked up and down, up and down, up and down. My heart was thumping. I desperately wanted a cat. A ragdoll cat. They go limp in your arms because they trust you. They like being held. I wanted one so badly. I had already gotten allergy tested. I wasn't allergic, and I was so glad. But now there was the question of Zoe, and if she was allergic, that was it. She was getting tested as I paced. There was a decent chance she would be allergic because my grandfather is allergic to cats, and Zoe has asthma and other allergies. I had tried to read a book, and there were other things I could do. And I had tried to do in the beginning while I was waiting at my house for Mommy and Zoe to come home from the allergist. Daddy and I had done things together in the beginning, but I couldn't focus. I wanted that cat. We had all agreed on the name, all agreed they were cute, all agreed they were perfect. After virtual school, using the school's reading app, it was I who had read books and articles about ragdoll cats. I had looked online. I had taken into consideration all the responsibilities, and our family was finally ready. We would have to make sure the house was in perfect order, and make sure the cat couldn't break some of the breakable stuff, meaning put it in a place where it couldn't be broken by the cat, but there was always a risk. We didn't mind. At least, I didn't. My stomach was doing flips and jumping up and down. The day before, we had talked about if Zoe was allergic, we would try to figure out a different type of pet, though I didn't want one much. I wanted that cat. Then Daddy came into the room and told me, clearly trying to be as upbeat as possible,
Well, Paige, it looks like we're back to the drawing board. I knew what this meant. Zoe was allergic. He asked, "Do you want me to stay or just be alone for a little while?" I replied, forcing the words out and trying as hard as I could to hold back tears. "I'd just like to be alone for a few minutes." I cried. That wasn't the only time I cried that day. She was allergic to dogs, too, and also grass and elm trees, which seems a little odd. I never knew before someone could be allergic to grass. Thought about bunnies, but once we figured out that grass was 80% of their diet, we weren't sure. Whenever anyone tried to look up alternative foods to grass, they all said hay, which really wasn't helpful considering hay is dried grass. I guess she was allergic to the grass pollen, not really the grass itself, but it doesn't really make a difference. Baby bunnies can eat alfalfa sprouts instead, but they're too fattening for adult bunnies. We're thinking about a guinea pig, but I'm not so sure about that. There are lap bunnies and breeders for that. Bunny breeders? I felt really sad the whole day and days after even, but that first hour was the hardest. "Lunch!" Mommy called from the other room. I had to go, even though my face was still splotchy, which happens every time I cry. I went in and ate a nice lunch. I tried not to mention it with Zoe. Zoe was disappointed too because she'd gotten excited, and now for her whole life she can't easily get a pet or get one for any children she has when she gets older. She didn't mind about the dogs, though. She wasn't very ecstatic about the idea of a dog. Later that night before bed, tears started rolling yet again, almost as strong as the ones that had come when Daddy first told me. The reality had finally sunk in, and I realized what it meant. However, I expected this. Maybe at some point, even before I grow up, I'll be able to pet cats and play with them, even if that doesn't mean owning one. That day, all the rush of emotions I had was enough to make me feel utterly confused. We'll see what we end up getting, if we can get any pet. I guess one day, Mommy and I counted up, in about 12 years I'll have a cat. No, not one cat, 2 cats. No, not 2 cats. As many cats as I can possibly get. Meanwhile, we found out about cat cafes, so maybe at some point we could go to play with some cats, but I'm not so sure about eating there. As you can see, the lower school students have been working really hard to develop their writing skills. We hope you are feeling inspired.
Thank you, boys and girls. That was wonderful. I am totally amazed at the fantastic stories that you have written after only 3 weeks of school. Thank you so much.